Hello, Ruby Pvrgatorivm here, and for this video I thought I would do something that is outside of what I usually do, which is just unboxing decks that I've gotten. And I thought that I would film myself drawing some cards and kind of have you be silent, bodiless spectators, if I can say it like this. It's basically today I didn't have good news. In short, lost my job, so that's not fun. And I thought, well, let me pull some cards about it, I guess, to flesh out my feelings. I mean, I do have feelings about it, many of them. And for whatever reason, I remembered in one of my unboxings that I did, there was a comment that asked if I would show how I used a particular deck. And it came to mind, and I was like, you know what? I kind of feel like pulling from this deck anyways. And let me just go ahead and film it. I mean, why not? And see what it does. The deck that I had done an unboxing for, and where the question came from, it was for the unboxing for Pvrgatorivm Heks that was created by Mr. Friborg. I'll leave a link to the unboxing I did. I think the eye is that way, so over that way, so you can check it out. Check out all the cards for yourself. For sure, losing work, not fun. Feeling kind of dark, a little bit, kind of like this deck here, but not as dark as I have been in the past about other things or similar things. So I figured, let me just draw some cards and I don't know, maybe see what to do for the next steps. And it's kind of funny because I'm pretty sure it was this week, or it either was this week or last week, maybe Thursday, Friday, where I was pulling cards, and twice that I remember from memory, the Tower card came out, and so yeah, twice at least the Tower card came out, and I think at one point the Death card came out too, and and even yesterday, suddenly in my head, the Tower cards came back. Like I remembered it suddenly. I'm like, that's right, I had these two Tower cards that like I drew in the past last week, late last week or this week. And I didn't write it down. Maybe I should have written it down in a journal, but it was a morning pull and whatever. Anyways, point being, I had pulled these two Tower cards yesterday. For whatever reason, it kind of smacks me at the back of my head, and sorry, it's like moving. And suddenly I'm like, oh my gosh, my job. And I'm like, and usually I kind of get these panicky thoughts, and I'm like, no, chill, come down, it's probably not it. And then turned out that it was. And it's one of those where I was like, the time where, your intuition decided to work 100% in that right direction, it's not what I need. It's not what I want. I could have used maybe some numbers for a lottery, like something practical for whatever the plans that I have in life. But no, you got to give me intuition for, like, I don't know, disaster and oh my gosh, the war is coming or something. I don't know, like those movies where the oracle's like, destruction is coming, is imminent. It kind of felt that way, but anyways, yeah, I'm kind of laughing about it, but I do have a heavy heart, and it kind of, yeah, I can access. But anyways, so I'm gonna pull from Pvrgatorivm, and something also that was kind of funny, if we can say that word. As I was pulling out the cards, the first card, I kind of flipped one card from the top, just, I don't know, to flip a card from the top. And it was this one that came, which was defeat. And yeah, I think that pretty much sums up, well, it definitely is something that I'm feeling. So what I'm going to do basically in this I think I'm gonna call this video read cards with me, or maybe pull cards with me. I'm not sure. I'm going to do two ways actually. One is how usually I go about pulling cards and reading them. And another one, the second pull I'm going to do is based in the guidebook, the little black book, I guess we'll call it too. There was a spread that kind of caught my eye. Normally, I'm not much of a, normally, yeah, 99, I might as well say nearly 100% of the time, except for today, but pretty much 100% of the time in a given week, I just kind of pull whatever cards I feel like pulling. It's anywhere between 1 and 3, but if there's jumpers, it might, I might end up with like 5. But anyways, I kind of felt, I kind of did this spread, which is called the star, caught my eye. So what I'll do is, after I show you guys how I normally kind of pull cards, and I'm keeping that one because I kind of, seeing as I kind of flipped it, and it's pretty apt. I'll keep that. So that would, I'll do what I usually do, and after that I'll do from the book, the star spread, I guess we'll call it. So normally I'll knock and blow on the cards, and then either or. Sometimes I find while I'm kind of just sitting in silent, well, it's not always silent, sometimes there's stuff playing in the background, but kind of sitting there, sometimes I kind of shuffle for shuffle's sake, or sometimes I kind of just keep it in my hands. I kind of take deep breaths. So I'll have a little silence while I breathe. And then normally, well, most of the time, when I'm kind of just sitting there, or in this case, standing, I kind of think about either my feelings, kind of just like, this is how I feel, and pull it out. Or if I have a question here, seeing as this kind of came up, I would probably think like, how do I feel? Like, yes, I have a general idea. I could tell you I'm feeling sad, this, that, and the other, but kind of how do I feel? How do I feel? What's going on? Type of thing. Or I kind of shuffle and kind of be like, all right, you tell me, type of thing. It's like, how do I feel? But you tell me. And I think that's kind of the direction I kind of want to do these, this particular pulse. And in my head, probably 3 should be enough. But then again, if there's a jumper, it is what it is. So here it'll be, tell me what's going on. Kind of see I have like 3, 4, 5 cards. It's a bit much, so I'll kind of be like, what's going on in 2 or 3 cards. Okay. Oh, and it's kind of funny because I remember seeing this card when a little group of cards kind of fell out. So there we go. Definitely what it is. So this is a what's going on, how I'm feeling type of thing. So definitely, I'll call this kind of like a main forefront defeat. But if we go by the cards that I actually pulled, I have sensitivity. There is loyalty. And then finally, there is charity. I forgot that there's some of the cards have some nudity. So there are some nudities. Now that I've pulled the cards, I kind of look at them. I see what cards they are. Seeing as this is an oracle and it's based on the stages of grief and another tarot system, an Italian tarot system. I think it's like Mantegna. So I can see here the Roman numerals here in the corners. They correspond with the stages of grief. And then the planetary signs that we see here, those have to do with the Mantegna system and where I think they call it decades, which decade it is, if I'm not mistaken. So seeing those three, the first thing that come to mind is that it's it kind of is a good overview of kind of the feelings, what's going on type of thing. Definitely feeling a bit sensitive. My I don't know, there's a saying in French that's like être à fleur de peau, which is basically like when your nerves are like really close to the surface, like it's you know, you're really sensitive about stuff. And then definitely with loyalty, that I could take it as myself. I wanted to be loyal to my job, or maybe the job didn't feel that I was loyal enough, or also it could be that I feel a loss of loyalty. And then with charity, for that one, I'm not feeling very charitable right now. Well, that's not true. It's not that I'm feeling totally negative or whatever, but the charity is lacking, or maybe maybe there's a silver lining or something to kind of soothe myself or the situation that might be coming in, all under the general feeling of defeat. Like the defeat making me feel pretty sensible. The defeat, you know, I was trying to work there, you know, as long as possible. Like I wanted to stay there. My feelings were in there, sensitive again. But I guess maybe the good fortunes wasn't with me, or something or another. So now that I've done that first level of this is what the cards, this is what I get from the cards in general. I then go to the booklet, because sometimes, especially for example with Pvrgatorivm, I haven't used it in a while, so sometimes I don't remember exactly. Well, I don't remember the general keywords that they had about it, and sometimes, and I like to use the guidebook also because sometimes reading the keywords about it maybe kind of brings something up where I'm like, oh yeah, that's it. This is what it is exactly. So this one, I will say, this is a downside a bit from for Pvrgatorivm. This one, the cards are, you have to go to the index here to find each of the definitions and the meanings. And this is what I was meaning about how the system. So the system is based on the Mantegna tarot. The Mantegna tarot, it seeks to explain the world through 5 decades of cards. And then, so basically it comes from the impoverished man to the servant, the artisan, the merchant, the gentleman, all the way to the Pope. And then the grief, the 7 steps of grief. So it goes from shock all the way to acceptance. And basically each of these have like a certain number. I think it's an equal number of cards, really. And so you mix that with that and you kind of know where you are. So if I'm looking here real quickly, I have, whoops, I have I would say it's pretty split because I have 2 in the beginning of the grief, and then 2 towards the end because this is 7 and 5. Then I have 2 Jupiters, one Mercury it is, and one Saturn. Is it Saturn? Is it Saturn? I forget. I forget. Okay, I have the stories. Yes, it is Saturn. Okay. So, for example, the Jupiters, it is associated with knight, so nobility and will. Then we have Mercury, which is servant, dependence, and sociability. And then the Saturn, which is the Duke, generosity and isolation. You kind of feel it, like being a little bit alone for a bit. Anyway, so I will go and read the card. So, for example, I had already read before filming for defeat, so I know that it's around this page. So I'll just kind of go and read here. This is a description of the card, and they have high polarity and low polarity meaning. And I don't remember what was the point of the high and low polarity. Yes. Oh, and I also forgot with the Roman numerals. Goodness gracious, my mouth. So because I have 2 and 3, so this 2 is denial, 3 is anger. Definitely matches. Here we have 5, which is depression, matches with defeat. Feeling depressed, angry, kind of denial in the sense like I kind of can't believe it. Although I kind of do because I had that premonition, if I can call it that. And then 7, which is towards acceptance. So, I mean, maybe we can kind of claim there's a progression going. So now, yes, we were talking about defeat. Sorry, I'm a little bit all over the place. Oh, I happened to find the page for sensitivity. So anyways, yeah, I was going back because I couldn't remember if they talked about high and low polarity, and I don't think they do in... I don't think they do in the thingy bopper. No. Okay. Anyway, so if we read defeat, the high polarity, this is kind of like look on the bright side type of thing. Low polarity, this is over there. When I read it, I kind of leaned towards here, although kind of pessimist me. I was kind of like, especially here, like well-deserved loss. That was kind of here. I do feel like it's a defeat, it's a loss. Although, yes, it's an opportunity to learn from my mistake and an opportunity to start over. So that's why from like what I was reading, I'm a little bit more here. Now, if I go to the sensitivity, which was right here, then I'll just read over here. So this is a description of the image. And then high polarity. I will say here, the low polarity, feeling exposed and raw, feeling sensitive, feeling weak, definitely that. Now, if I go to loyalty, I have to find the page here. Oh, sorry. Loyalty, where are you? If there were numbers, it would make things much easier. Loyalty. Oh my gosh, really? I can't find loyalty. There we go. 46. Okay, so here we have loyalty. Again, it kind of explains the card. So a witch is bowing down before their lord and is about to perform the infamous kiss to show their loyalty. Definitely don't feel high polarity, so I'm going to look straight away to the low polarity. Acting against one's own nature to show your loyalty, serving an unworthy cause, pursuing a path that is misguided or forbidden. It wasn't infidelity, and maybe pursuing a path that is not necessarily forbidden, maybe misguided. Although I'm not feeling too much the low polarity. So if I look at the high polarity, um, well, yeah, the most would be being devoted to a cause or person. Here, that one, I'm not too much. I'm so with the meanings in the book, so I probably will then go more with my initial impression. Just that loyalty that kind of went nowhere. Maybe I guess serving an unworthy cause. I did have friends that were like, "Well, they didn't deserve you," so which was nice of them to say. So maybe we'll take it as that way. And then finally, charity. We will take a look at it. The sun, I guess, is starting to set. Charity, which is over. Charity, where did you go? No, this is charm, not charity. Ah, charity. Okay, so we are going over to 126. Okay, again, looking. Okay. I'm reading this real quickly, and definitely this low polarity. I my eyes kind of went to the burnout, feeling empty. I don't know if I was taken for granted at work, so I can't say if that's the case, but I kind of feel a little bit like that. But definitely the burnt out, the feeling nothing left to give, and feeling empty. So from this reading, I will then just kind of put all this information in my head. So definitely this defeat, this loss, you know, right now it's like it can't get worse than this, but a little bit sarcastic, like it can't get worse than this, like what else do you want? Then you know, feeling sensitive. What was it, what was that word, that keyword that they used that I liked? Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, feeling exposed. So I kind of feeling kind of exposed, and you know, they saw me tear up. So it's not, I'm not, I don't cry in front of people usually. It doesn't happen that way. So that was definitely a moment of feeling exposed or vulnerable, and not feeling, you know, like the best person. My self-esteem, I can say, kind of took a bite. It took a chunk off of it. And then with the loyalty is, I could kind of see it as myself kind of like me showing that, hey, I want to stay working there, but then the company, not saying that the company was the devil, but the company kind of be like, nope, we don't need you. Like that's, you know, it's not the type of loyal we want, the type of thing. I don't know. And then kind of being left with not much to give. So now I have that part, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm sitting and wallowing. I've eaten my fair amount of snacks after getting home, and it feels pretty heavy and gloomy. So what's next? What can, like, how do we climb out? So I'll take another set of cards, and this one is the Fortuna, and kind of the I don't know, how can I, it's kind of like a what's next, what are the, what do I need to do now? Like, okay, I'm at this point, what do I need to do now, type of thing. So again, we knock and blow, and then we just think about the question. I'm here, and what do I do now? And Fortuna was the deck where the tower came out twice, plus the death, not necessarily in one reading, but throughout that week. So I'm kind of taking it out because in my head I'm like, well, you were the one that called this out on me, so you take me out of there. It's a bit of the feeling that I have while I'm thinking of, well, what do I do now? You told me, now tell me again. Oop. Yep, loyalty's flying out the window. Wow, the sun came down really quickly. Okay. This I've seen at least once lately. So I have two major cards, the Empress and Justice. So basically there's big things that either I gotta do or keep in mind. The Empress, when I look at it, it's, what do I think of? Sorry, I had to drink a bit of water. I think of creativity. I think of nurturing, incubating, kind of like, I don't know, in my head it's kind of, I see it kind of, I guess, arms or something like that, that are, oh, what is that on my card? I kind of see it as arms or wings or something that's kind of covering and almost kind of fussing over a little something as it's growing. And then for Justice, right away what I thought of is, it's fair. They had, it was correct. And to kind of, although I'm kind of borrowing Temperance when I say to seek balance, but it was the right thing. So there's something, I've got to make peace with what happened. Don't dwell too much on it. Perhaps that it wasn't necessarily something that they had personally against me. It was strictly business. They were looking at whatever they were looking at, and they thought, well, she doesn't do, we have to let her go. And if that's the case, what can we argue about? What can one argue against that? So again, like I did with the Pvrgatorivm, I take the handbook, And this is relatively easy because they're all in the major arcana. So I just have to go to the Empress. And here we can see that it's creativity, fertility, dishonesty, selfishness. And then I'll usually kind of just read real quickly here. And I'll even read the reverse. And because sometimes there's something to be gathered. For example, here, make yourself a priority. Only you have the ability to bring happiness into your life. Because, and I feel that's true. It's we can only control ourselves and our environment, not others. And then if I read more in the general meaning, so remind us to practice self-care and look after the things that bring comfort and stabilities. And that kind of goes back to what I was saying initially, the feelings that I had, like this nurturing, this kind of fussing over, licking your wounds type of thing. So the this, and then it kind of, when I read the thing, sometimes it kind of reinforces, because sometimes I'm unsure of what I gather in my mind. And then if we go over to Miss Justice over here, for justice, there is harmony, equality, dispute, and disagreement. So again, I kind of read in diagonal. And then too much of a good thing can become detrimental in the long term. Ask yourself, is this something I need? Or is this perhaps something my ego, myself, wants? Well, it's a job is something I need, so it's not necessarily that. So let's see here. And then justice showing up as a reminder to seek equilibrium and welcome communication instead of conflict. So when I was talking about this balance thing, so yeah, it kind of also follows my initial feelings, and I could take it as, oh, here. Even here, if I skip up, the sword in the justice card symbolizes how our decisions often carry consequences. And just like the double-edged blade, we can either use the sword as a weapon in battle or end up harming ourselves. And then also that justice is impartial and has no preference. So from that, I would gather that, yeah, it was just an impersonal decision type of thing. And then just maybe it was, I was getting too comfortable in the job I was in, or maybe it I had stagnated, whether it's in terms of career or mentally or spiritually, I don't know. And so perhaps it was not the something had to come to kind of something out, I don't know, something, I don't know how to say it, like something exterior kind of came in and chose for me type of thing. Maybe I wasn't choosing about something, I was questioning myself, not that I was necessarily questioning about the job, but I did, some parts of the job were hard, and maybe it was kind of the universal way of saying like, hey, listen, it's hard because it's not for you. Yeah, and we're gonna help you see that it's not for you by bringing this in for you. So maybe it's that. And so from that, it's just from feeling wallow, it's a question of wow, it is getting really dark, my goodness. It's a question of nurturing yourself, grow from it, and not take it too personal. It had to be done. Quote, justice had to be served, or it had to be, something had to be righted. It didn't work, so something had to be righted, and it got righted. And all the best to them, and all the best to me. So that would be about how I would read with Pvrgatorium. And now what I'm going to do is, A, I'm going to turn on the light, and B, I will do the star spread that was, where is this book? That was in the guidebook. So hold on one second. I paused and I returned because I kind of happened to take a glance at the back of the deck. Just so I sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. I look at the bottom of the deck, and it happened to be the Eight of Cups. If you know the classic imagery in the Rider-Waite-Smith, the Eight of Cups is eight cups that's like along a mountain or wherever, and then a person that's like walking off in the sunset, and it's definitely to me it kind of felt yeah, let it go, move on to other things. So it's kind of, I guess it's kind of telling me to like don't dwell on it, because I do have a tendency of kind of ruminating and be like, oh, I did this wrong. Is it really what they told me? Maybe it was something else. So it's kind of one of those like leave the baggage behind, and yeah, leave the baggage behind. It's time of like it's time for a new chapter, even though it was short. This particular chapter is short. It's just let it go, let it go and go. Okay, so let me just move these cards for the book spread. And okay, I've cleared the table, and now it's going to be the spread. Ooh, the book spread. We're gonna try it out and see what we get. So, like I mentioned, it will be the star. And if I read real quickly, this spread examines our conscious actions and the path we are on. It is 5 cards. The first is the head of the issue. Feel free to choose a specific card or draw random. So I've decided to keep the defeat. So this will be our card number 1. And then we have 2, the right hand, your actions. 3, the left hand, the result from said actions. 4, the path you're on. And 5, the path, where the path is taking you. And then finish by assessing whether your actions and path are in alignment with the main issue. So if we see, it will be 1, 2, whoops, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 3 and 5 are here, 2 and 4 are here. So we will go with 1 being the head of the issue. I think it makes me think of a one spread I had heard about that had something like, it had to do with like a parts of the body. And then in the middle was the heart. But I don't remember where I heard it, who said it, or what. If anyone has heard of that spread, do leave it in the comments. Okay, so 1, 2. 3. Yeah, too many cards. Okay, no, still too many cards. I need 2. Okay, 2, 4, and 5. Now I will just have to kind of go like this. I don't want to cover the titles, so I'll move that one up. We can still see it. All right. I think actually they were facing the other one. Wait, they were in the image. It was looking like this. Okay, let me tuck this in and tuck this in. Okay, so the head of the issue is defeat. The right hand are my actions. So the action is with identity. We see it seems like there are masks on these three people. Like when you look at it quickly, these three people, they kind of remind me of the Three of Cups. But then there's this mask here. So this air of camaraderie, of friendship, might not be fully genuine because there's something shielding their face. So maybe they really are smiling behind their mask, or maybe they're actually, I don't know, looking disgusted or shifty or plotting something. Then for the left hand, the result from said actions, corruption, kind of, kind of. A little bit funny seeing it. So you're working for a business and you're like, what's the result? Corruption. And you're like, what do you mean there's corruption in this business? Anyways, here it's like three floating people and then a blindfolded lady with a cross. Just like that, maybe I would say I wanted a sense of belonging, but that was not the case. Like whatever my desires were corrupted, or that was not it. Then the fourth card is the path I'm on, which is purification. Kind of apt. Yeah, kind of apt. Not necessarily I'm purifying myself with fire, like it's depicted here. I think it's supposed to depict witches and stuff like that. But I'm trying to in quotation cleanse myself, kind of start anew. It's okay, well, who am I, what am I looking for, like, yeah, everything job wise type of thing, like refining your identity. And then the fifth one is where the path is taking you, which is the world. Now, seeing the world, I'm thinking of the Rider-Waite Smith, the world, which is like an end of chapter. You've completed your path. I don't think, well, it's probably not the meaning for the oracle, but that's what I'm kind of think of. But if I take it in relation to the purification and where it's going to take me, maybe it's to, a lot of new work opportunity, or maybe if it like maybe still in my line of work, or something totally different. Maybe it's to a whole new world of possibilities. So again, I will go. I would go. Then we know about defeat, so I won't necessarily go back and reread the definitions in the booklet. But as we talked about it earlier in the first spread, the defeat was about opportunity to learn from my mistake. It's a defeat. It's a loss, and all of that. Then my actions, which was by the card of identity. Sorry, I was looking at the Roman numerals real quick. So we have like 6, 7, 4, 2, 5. Oh wow, hold on. 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm almost one. What was it again? Where's 2? 1, 2, 3. Well, at least if I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it definitely progresses. So I'm feeling down and I'm going through it, but a high point is coming again. Just looking real quickly. So sorry. What was I looking at? Yes, I was looking at identity. Identity. Okay, which is page 60. So identity we have here. So here, just reading here. So the three maidens in a friendly embrace. Their nudity suggests intimacy, but their masked faces suggest distance. The flowers and branches symbolizes harmony. So it's a little bit how I was kind of seeing it. And then if I'm looking real quick in relation to the second card, which was my actions. So, I did develop some friendships at work, trying to fit in, and I was having fun and I was vibing. And wanted to work within my team at the work. Then we go on to the left hand, which is corruption. The results from those actions. So corruption will be at page corruption. Corruption 134. 134. Okay. So a woman accused of witchcraft is unaware that her accusers are the real witches. Oh, okay. Kind of like a backstab type of thing. Let me see. So me wanting to, be part of the team and being pleasant with other and forging work friendship and things like that. The results was not being able to see that someone is playing tricks, being blind to a system that is abusive even to oneself. Perhaps that could be the results. That could be the results, that I was blind to perhaps a system that was abusive. I wouldn't say that the workplace was abusive, but then again wasn't there long, so I don't know. Maybe if I had stayed longer, I would have been able to see it. So maybe that was that. It was just that my wanting to fit in and wanting to, maybe be positive or wanting to do my thing. I was blind to the fact that things weren't going as I thought it was. Now we go to the fourth card, which is the path I'm on. The path I'm on is purification. 124. Purification. So we see a man of the cloth executing people who have been proven guilty of witchcraft. As he does this, he prays for their immortal souls and that they may yet find peace. Wait, what was number 4 again? The path I'm on. The path I'm on. Definitely I feel here showing forgiveness, but also expecting change. Exercising tough love. Being harsh but having good intention. Maybe that's what they were at work by letting me go. This wouldn't be like others. So instead of saying feeling like others don't measure up to a certain standard, that would be more me. I feel like me, myself, doesn't measure up to a certain standard. But I will take more of the high polarity, of showing forgiveness, but also expecting change. And yes, I've been harsh with myself, but it's because I want to do better. And then finally, the fifth card, which is where the path is taking you, the world. The world is over. Oh, it's the very last card. Perfect. I don't have to flip the page too much. So we are all one. No one is alone. Everyone has a part in the plan. Understanding that our lives form part of a design we are not equipped to see. Joy, happiness, together, oneness. And I think it's a mix of the two. I will say that reading We All Are One, it kind of warmed my heart a little bit. And also No One Is Alone. So where the path is taking me is perhaps to, it's part of something that I can't see. So being I'm part of a design that I'm not equipped to see. So me, leaving or getting a new job is probably part of something else that, we cross our fingers is for the betterment of myself and others around. I might have missed the point, but hey, it doesn't matter because there's no wrong answer, and I'm still part, like, no matter what, I'm still part of the world. I'm still, I'm still in the world. I'm still part of the world. I haven't flown away anywhere else, to another planet. And perhaps also the path will lead me to joy. and happiness. So, in short, taking all of this into account, it seemed that my action, and especially if, let's say, I was one of these people and I had the mask on and it doesn't look on the mask like they're, the holes for the eyes. I don't know if they're, filled in or not. It looks like you could probably see like from these masks, but it's not like you have your full peripheral vision. You can't see as well as if the mask were off your face. So me trying to, okay, let me be nice to this. I'm going to try my best. I'm going to do this. I was kind of like naive. I was missing some action. And so therefore, like I ended up having the grass cut from under my foot and falling through. And now I'm on the path of, it's tough love to myself. It was, being let go is tough love. They did wish me well. It was, it wasn't, I wasn't yelling at the people or anything like that, but it's redefining myself. It's tough love to myself, and also kind of goes to the cards I pulled on the Fortuna tarot, where one was about Empress and was about taking care of yourself. So this is kind of works also with that other card pull that I did. And then the path is taking me to, I'm a cog in the wheel. It sounds a bit depressing said like this, but yes, we are all cogs in the wheel. It's part of something more. And I want to be positive and say that this path will lead me to joy and happiness and oneness. And so I will close it like this. So this was kind of a long video where I'm now at 52 minutes on 2 spreads. So this is a little glimpse of me reading my cards and how I go about it. Now, it's not always like that. I don't always use a guidebook, or I don't always, very often I don't use an actual spread from the book. Most of the time it's kind of flip. I gather my thoughts, I see what comes to mind, and then, okay, let's go. But this is a little bit more involved. But I think it was a good exercise, if I want to call it that. And I don't know, there's a bit of heaviness still I'm feeling within my body, but I don't know, I feel it kind of gradually. I'm doing this with my fingers. Hopefully you know what I mean. It's kind of away, kind of like sand, kind of breaking down like this. Kind of breaking down away. So hopefully you'll find some use out of this video and my thoughts. Hopefully it wasn't too chaotic how I was reading. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to put them in the comments down below, down there. Boop, boop. And if you'd like to see me do more readings and be a disassembled spirit, unphysical partner, not partner, spectator, to it, definitely feel free to let me know. If you want me to try maybe with the same deck, or maybe a different spread, a spread in a book, anything, let me know. Yeah, up to then, thank you so much for spending some time with me with this. I'm still not sure what I'm going to call this video. Read with me? Or watch me read? I don't know. Anyways, the title will be there. You'll see what I decided on. And I will leave the link to the decks if you're interested in buying it. I will leave them in the description box. So until next time, guys, thank you so much for all those of you that decide to watch it. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. And until next time, bye-bye, guys.